Welcome to a new dimension, where health comes first, we defy convention. Syktohealth, a force for transformation.
Hi, welcome to Syktohealth. I am Syker, your health and weight loss hero. Let's talk about the side effects that can occur when you're transitioning to fasting. When you're fasting, you're typically told only to drink water and nothing else. But I'm going to recommend you take nutrition simply because the average person is so deficient in nutrition. You don't want to run out of nutrients, okay, then you'll have side effects. So I recommend typically taking B vitamins and electrolytes from Performance Lab Nutrigenesis. Something high in potassium, which includes magnesium and then sea salt from trace minerals. That should handle quite a few symptoms. But there are other issues that can come up. So this covers every possibility. Well, let's start with something called keto fatigue. All that means is the requirement for B vitamins is much higher in keto. So you're going to need more B vitamins. Nutrigenesis multivitamins will help you. Usually, it's B1 and B5. But Nutrigenesis has pretty much almost all the B vitamins. So you need to take Nutrigenesis and potassium. Potassium gives people energy. What happens when you're on keto is you no longer are doing carbs. Therefore, you're going to be dumping a lot of your glycogen because you will not need all this extra glycogen in your liver. After all, you're going to be running on ketones from your fat field. And in glycogen, you have a lot of stored fluid. So you're going to get rid of a lot of fluid, and a loss of electrolytes comes with that. So this is why electrolytes are important. Okay, nausea. That means your gallbladder needs some help. Maybe you're not used to eating all this fat, and so you might need help with that. Either cut the fat back or add some purified bile salts, okay? I recommend the Performance Lab prebiotic because it not only has bile salts, but a lot of other things that can support all of the digestive organs at the same time. A vitamin B6 deficiency can also cause the feeling nauseous in pregnant women. Okay. So if you add some B vitamins, sometimes that symptom will go away, even if you're not pregnant. Alright, so headache. That usually means you need a little more sodium. Sea salt is good, Himalayan sea salt is great, and there are a lot of different sea salts out there which are acceptable, like Celtic sea salt. There are quite a few but definitely not table salt. Next is feeling weak. It is a perfect indication that you need more sodium, okay? Like I said before, when you're losing fluid, you lose electrolytes. And it just so happens that sodium and chloride are both electrolytes. Okay? Okay, being dizzy, that usually means your blood pressure is lower, in which case you need some sea salt. Okay, a slow thyroid means you need more trace minerals. But here's the thing. If your T3 is lower, okay, or your T4 is lower, it's usually your thyroid adapting to not eating. And this is not a problem. It's just that your body is becoming more efficient, okay? Because if you really look at the stimulating thyroid hormone from the pituitary, that usually will not change, that stays constant. It's usually a decrease in T for a T3, in which case, it just means that your body is adapting. It's not a problem. The problem with the thyroid can occur if you're on a weight loss program that depletes nutrition because you're going low calorie, so it's not necessarily the diet or the calories, it's the nutrients that you're decreasing. This is why we recommend consuming nutrients. To solve the slowdown of your thyroid function, organic trace minerals got you covered. Okay? Trace minerals or minerals needed in very small amounts like zinc, chromium, manganese, and boron. Okay. So that's for thyroid. Hair loss usually means that you need to increase your protein, or trace minerals. Our Glow Hair formula will help you. It takes certain trace minerals like zinc and many other trace minerals to help you form protein and collagen. And that's for your hair. Now, kidney stone. If you're susceptible to getting a kidney stone, then what you want to do is you want to make sure you drink enough liquid. So at least 2.5 liters of fluid every single day. Lemon water will help prevent the formation of calcium oxalates. Okay, so that's the most common type of kidney stone. So that's why we recommend lemon in your water. In fact, it's a really smart thing to do. Add apple cider vinegar with the lemon in your water a few times a day. Why? Because apple cider vinegar is very, very powerful in making insulin more sensitive, helping you lower your blood sugars, and helping with insulin resistance. So this can help you speed up your results and give you energy at the same time. The other thing about the kidney stone in relationship to keto is a lot of times when you're on keto and doing almond flour, you're doing sugar-free chocolate, and you're doing spinach. Well, all of these are high in oxalates, which can form kidney stones. So if you're prone to kidney stones, you want to avoid these things right here.
Before we continue, I would like to give you our free ebook about intermittent fasting. Moreover, you will also learn our very own 3 1/3 strategy inside. This is a limited time offer, so hurry and download it now. Link is in the description. Now, let's continue. Okay, what about the keto flu? Well, if you just took some sea salt, you wouldn't get the keto flu. And I'm talking about having enough sea salt, at least 1 to 1.5 to 2 level teaspoons every day. Okay, that's how much you need. For an average person, that's not working out. Let's say you're more cold than usual. It means that you need more trace minerals, specifically iodine, to help the thyroid. You can also get that by sea kelp. Sea kelp is a good source of trace minerals, by the way. Now, let's say you have diarrhea, which usually occurs. If you're consuming too many vegetables and are not used to them, we recommend 7 to 10 cups.
Well, you may find that you don't have the microbes to break down with fiber, and you could get diarrhea. So adjust the vegetables by lowering them or increasing them depending on what the change was. Maybe change your vegetables to different vegetables. Maybe do carnivore for a little bit, but some people cannot tolerate that many vegetables. So that would be one cause. There are other reasons for diarrhea too. Let's say, for example, if you try these new keto desserts with sugar alcohols, that can cause diarrhea. To find out when diarrhea started, you need to point out, what did you change? Right before that? What did you eat right before that? Okay. So nightmares, that means you need more B1. Nutrigenesis multi should solve that pretty quickly.
Brain fog should usually go away once you make the transition into ketosis. But in the process, you might have brain fog.
Typically, to resolve that, you take a little bit of B1 from Nutrigenesis multi, which should handle it. But also MCT oil, you can do some of that, but don't go crazy at first with too much, just have a little bit. And MCT oil will generate ketones, turning them into ketones, which will feed your brain and make your brain happy. And you'll be more clear and focused. But this is just a transitional thing. You don't have to take this long term, because once you get into full fat adaptation, your brain should be very sharp and focused.
Now, what about if your cholesterol goes higher? This is nothing to be worried about. When your cholesterol is high, your fat cells are releasing two things:
the triglycerides, which can be used for energy, and cholesterol. However, cholesterol cannot be used for energy. So your body has to get rid of the excess. How does it do that? Well, with the help of your gallbladder and bile salts. A lot of people are not used to consuming a lot of fat. And they're not used to burning that much fat and releasing that much cholesterol to the system. So if the liver is a little gunked up, has fat in it, or has been damaged in a way that can't produce the amount of bile, simply taking more bile salts can help lower your cholesterol. Also, if you're bloating more on a keto plan or when you're fasting, you need more bile salts to deal with this excess cholesterol. I recommend the Performance Lab prebiotic because it not only has bile salts, but has a lot of other things that can support all of the digestive organs at the same time. I don't really consider it too much of a problem. But if you're concerned, that's what I would do. For insomnia, I would take the Performance Lab Sleep right before bed. Okay.
That should handle it, and B1 will help insomnia as well. In addition, sometimes you need a little calcium. The calcium lactate is a good one. And then the last symptom I'm going to talk about is gout. When you fast, your uric acid increases, and it's not bad because uric acid acts as an antioxidant in your blood.
So what you can do is you can take some potassium citrate. It's in the Nutrigenesis, and that should help to counter uric acid buildup and prevent a gout attack. And also, if you keep your pH alkaline less acidic, you won't develop gout, so you would be consuming more alkaline vegetables. You can check the description below to find the solutions to the side effects we have discussed.
That is all, and thanks for your valuable time. Please do not forget to like and share it. If you want to see our newest videos, please subscribe to the channel. Also, I want to hear your thoughts about this video, and if you have ideas for future videos, please leave them in the comments section below. Lastly, I highly recommend that you visit our website at Syktohealth.com for more information and free resources that will help you in your weight loss journey. Once again, this is Handsome Psyker. See you in the next video.